hiding my wealth from my family, and now I'm torn between my desire to save for a luxury car and the guilt of letting family poor. I am 34, oldest of 5, and am married with 1 kid. My wife and I keep our finances separate. She knows I have money, but I don't think she realizes how much I have put away over the years. My siblings, in-laws, and parents are awful with money. They buy a new vehicle every couple of years they can barely afford, spend money on unnecessary stuff and vacations. Recently my sister told me her car is 3 months behind and she keeps borrowing money from my parents to pay it. My parents told me they maxed out their credit card and aren't sure how to go about it. They didn't mention the amount. My in-laws said money is tight and are 4 months behind on their mortgage. My brother says he defaulted on a $4,000 loan that sounded like a predatory loan. It makes me sick to think about, especially when they confide in me these things, and I feel like I should help them because I can, but I worry about being taken advantage of. I also feel like they put themselves in these situations. My parents have plenty of toys, boats, kayaks, 2X campers, etc. they could sell. My in-laws both drive very expensive SUVs, including a new BMW X5. My sister put a whole trip overseas on a credit card. I watch them spend money in shops. One has 4 to 6 Stanley water bottles because they want colors to match their outfit. Meanwhile I have everything paid off besides the house. I have $82,000 in savings, $250,000 in 401k. My income is very good and I think my family suspects that because they know what I do for work. I was planning on continuing to save and buy a Boxster cash, obviously keep some left over, but my guilt factor is telling me I should help family before getting fancy car I've been wanting. I would hate for my in-laws to lose the house and have my nieces and nephews on the street or worse while I drive a new car around. I also, as bad as it sounds, don't want anyone moving in with me. Edit, I am glad to see I'm not the adda for this. Me criticizing them in my head makes me feel like a jerk. Another edit, I guess I realized I complained more about their spending and didn't really mention the other stuff going on. They have issues like a furnace that broke and only works at 30%, so their house gets super cold during the winter, so much so they had blankets everywhere and moved the kids downstairs. My nieces and nephews have medical things that have not being taken care of. They miss out on after school activities because no one can pay for it. If my sister loses the car, she loses her ability to get to work as she chose to move to a big city where she knows no one and has a 45 minutes commute to work. If anything, the guilt mainly comes from not taking care of my nieces and nephews and blaming their parents. And I just don't want people to be homeless. About 14 years ago I slept in my car for a month during winter with only $100 in my bank account while I tried to save up for a deposit for an apartment. I only made $8.75 an hour then. It was miserable, cold, embarrassing. I remember going to Quick Trip for hot food because I was tired of protein bars, bread and peanut butter. These teens hit my car with snowballs and ice, waking me up once and then were like, oh shit, someone is sleeping in there, and said other things that made me sick. I know I didn't give out too much information, but I was kinda surprised about being criticized for my own actions. To answer some questions/concerns, yes, I have a 529 set up for the kid. They are 4 and they are set, even if college rates continue to rise. The company I worked for paid 3 years of my college and it was a tremendous help. It's not my money, so I didn't list it. I have $40,000 in non-leaked assets. I make $175,000 a year, which included a $50,000 raise I got 3 years ago, and I never changed my spending habits. It helped me greatly build my savings in both my retirement and normal life and pay off the truck and camper. I owe less than $190,000 on a $300,000 home. The Boxster is a plan which the kid is in school and I am not paying $1,000 a month in childcare. I don't plan on blowing all my savings on, more than likely use $40K, $50K. Some may think pay off the house or that's it's stupid to buy, but I'm a big car enthusiast and it would great to own. Also, it's not a Boxster, it's something else, but I worry someone would catch on because I've talked about it a lot. My wife and I have been together 10 years, we've kept finances separate. Both of our parents have fought about money or made it a big deal, so we stick with separate. She Venmos me half the mortgage and utilities every month. I cover groceries and childcare in full. It works. We do have a joint account we put money into for house/child stuff that comes up. I have an HSA I open for medical bills and put money into every paycheck. Every medical bill that has come up, that account has covered. My company matches a good amount too. To sum up, I didn't mention this because I felt it wasn't relevant. The $82,000 is mainly my money I have I could use to help family rather than blow it on myself.